So I'm looking out here on the screen right now, and what I see is a whole bunch of icons and avatars and pictures, but I like to see faces. Um, can I just get your face up here for, you can take it back down in about 30 seconds, but all I want to do is I just want to see your face, um, where you teach.
Look
So,
at those beautiful faces.
all these people, right? So much better than looking at this guy all day, right? Good morning, everybody. Yeah, it's so good to see all of you. Thank you all for doing that. So I just want to ask you, what schools do we have represented out here today? What elementary schools are represented? If you guys could just drop that over in chat, that's fine. You could do that. We just want to see what elementary schools are represented over here. Thank you guys so much. My middle school kids always say, Mr. Berner, I don't want to turn on my camera because I'm having a bad hair day. I said, look, guys, look at this. I have a bad hair day every day. Come on, join me. Show me your face. All right.
We have a lot, yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that. All those elementary representations over there. Even the new schools represented. Awesome. Well, I'm going to share up with you guys our document that we're going to be working from today, so you guys can go ahead and grab a copy of that. Right, that bit.ly link there at the top will take you in. We're all about social media and staying in touch with all those cool things that people are doing, and we also thank you, Caroline, for posting that over there in chat.
Welcome.
Yeah, I told you she's the brain of reason over there.
Make life easy.
Exactly. So anyway, shameless plug there. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us. We'll follow you back. We'd love to see and hear all the cool and crazy things that are going on in your world right now, whether it's personal, professional, or some goal that you're working towards. Anyway, Caroline, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, and before I do introduce myself, also in the chat, if you can just put, are there any new first-year teachers that are joining us today? Go ahead and put that in the chat. But like Sharon said, my name's Caroline Sanner. I'm the Title I Math Specialist at Evendale Elementary. And we're super excited to share today about the DESMOS calculator and incorporating it in your instruction, and just some logistical things about it in terms of the SOL this year. And Vanessa, first year to FCPS. Welcome, Vanessa. We hope you're having a great first year.
And let's celebrate that, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Catch some of that, Vanessa. Wait. Did you miss it? There you go, Vanessa.
Oh, and Bobby.
Go. And Bobby, yeah. Oh wow, Bobby. Talk about double whammy, right? Last year and then this year. Whoa, mind blown. But they prepared you for this in all your teacher prep, right? You knew all about this virtual world and teaching from there, right? So we'll be leaning heavily on Bobby up there. I'm sure he's got lots of tricks to share. Wow. Incredible. All right. Well, with no further ado, let's hop into this and start chewing away here. So why are we even having this conversation about DESMOS? Well, you see there the two memos. You want to go back and read those? Yeah, it's true. We didn't make this up. DESMOS is being embedded into the online assessments, and so the first memo came out 2018. They said, you know what? You could teach using the handheld calculator through the year 2020, but after that, then it's all going to be integrated. And then the second memo that came out February 2019, they're like, whoa, pump the brakes. We're going to allow you to use the handheld calculator through 2021. So guess what, guys? We're here. This is 2021. So we're in it right now, right? So we want to make sure that everybody is comfortable with that calculator, not just you guys, but also your learners, right? They're going to have that option that's going to show up on their test, and we're going to look at some of those in just a moment. And they need to have familiarity with that in order to be successful. We don't want it to be a surprise to them. And so then there's some other resources there listed for you. You could check those out if you'd like at your leisure. The DESMOS frequently asked question page. Yep, VDOE has a whole page dedicated just to that. And then also the VDOE webpage for those DESMOS, their DESMOS information page as well. So you'll find things on there like a link to DESMOS activities and another shameless plug. That's what we're going to be doing in sessions 2 and 3. We'll talk about that at the end. But anyway, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we all have something in common, and that thing that we want to have in common is a TestNav app. And TestNav is what the SOL tests are being launched on. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go up to our left-hand corner. If you are on your laptop, in the upper left-hand corner is your app launcher. And so we're going to click that app launcher, and you're going to go to the web store. And once you're in the web store, I mean, like it's still open for teachers. It's been locked down for learners, but us teachers, we still have access to the app launcher. Google keeps saying that they're going to take away the web store. They haven't yet, but they keep saying that. But anyway, we're going to grab an app, and it is TestNav. Caroline, is this the way you did it?
That is the way that I did it, right through the Chrome store.
Okay.
And if you have any questions, if you're like, what is happening, or you're kind of lost, just put it in the chat and we can stop and help you.
Yep. So the reason that it's not showing up in mine is because I already have it loaded. So that's why it won't show on mine. Sorry. Let me try and get it to load up on a different page. See, I just removed it from my Chrome to see if it'll load back up. But anyway, any difficulties with that? Add it to Chrome. It's going to ask you to allow it to do certain things for some permissions. What about if you're on a Chromebook? You could do the same thing. It's just your app launcher is in a different location.
And if you're on a Chromebook, when I did on my Chromebook, it was also easy for me just to search in Google Chrome Web Store and then do it that way as well, if you don't want to try and find the app launcher.
And you could just type in your browser Chrome Web Store, and it'll pop up for you, and it still brings you back to that same screen there where you search the store. So same place, you want to add it to Chrome.
And some of you might already have it on your apps, but this is just in case.
Yep, just in case, just a safety net.
Can you just let us know in the chat if you have it, you've already had it, you're good to go, just so we know when.
Yep. Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. Instead of dropping it in chat and us trying to keep track of that, how about if you've got it, just raise your hand. Everybody know how to raise your hand down the bottom of your screen? Yep, use the app launcher there. We'll see your hand come up on the screens. There you go. And that'll give you a visual as well, so you can see who else got it.
Vanessa, you'll know if you have it whenever in the top left-hand corner of your browser, it'll say apps with like a waffle looking thing.
Right up here. Yep, so up here is the app button. So if you click that app launcher right there, see it already shows up here for me as TestNav. So it's already here for me. It's already here on my app launcher.
Yes.
No worries. All right. So it looks like We've got just a few of us that have it so far. Remember, once you have it, and you go to that, open up your apps. If you're on your Chromebook device, you use your app launcher is down in the lower left-hand corner of your screen.
So we have a few people that can't find it.
I'm not seeing the apps icon. All right, no worries. Let's take it one at a time. Bobby, can you unmute? Tell me what device you're on.
I'm on my on the Dell laptop
Okay.
that they gave us.
Okay, good. So you're on the laptop. Do you see the apps icon in the upper left-hand corner?
Yeah, I just have like the very basic slides, docs, Google Drive, Sheets, Gmail, and YouTube. That's it.
Okay, all right. So let's not go that route. Let's type in your browser. So
Okay.
type in your browser there, Chrome Web Store. It should come up something like this.
Yeah, I've got the Chrome Web Store.
And so when you type in TestNav,
I type in TestNav and it just shows there's no results.
no
Make sure
results.
TestNav is one word.
Yep,
If you're doing it as 2 words,
Okay.
it is one word. I've even tried to doing it as Pearson TestNav and nothing.
Gotcha. All right, let's do it this way, Bobby. We're going to use you as an experiment, okay?
Okay.
Just what you wanted, right? Just what you wanted. Year 2. All right, so go down to your lower left-hand corner on your laptop device. You see the Windows icon there that says Start and all of that.
Yes.
Beside of there, there should be like a search menu. Shows a magnifying glass.
Okay.
Down there on your lower left-hand corner. Type in TestNav there.
Okay, it's
And
giving
does
me
it-
Bing search results for TestNav.
And does it say app, like best match, download the app or anything like that?
Okay, does say if I type in TestNav app, it does bring me up to Bing results of the Pearson TestNav and give me an option to install.
Yeah, there you go. Install that. And it'll take just a few seconds to load on your device. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you.
yeah.
Got it. Carrie, if you were following along right now, this should work for you as well. And Jenna, down in the lower left-hand corner. Once you've got it, don't forget to throw your hand up on the screen. We want to make sure we got everybody. Just leave your hand up there for a little bit. Thanks all of you for your patience as we get through this. You know, it's always fun. The good news is that it is automatically on all of your learners' devices. It's also on your Chromebook device already. So you know when your learners take an SOL test, they have to log completely out of their device and sign themselves out. When they do that, on the bottom of their icon where it says add a person, there's also an option there that says apps. And when they click on that apps, or you click on that apps, TestNav will show up there. All right.
And those of you that just downloaded it on your Dell, it will be in the little Windows icon, the start menu. It'll be in there once you have it downloaded as well for you to find it easily. All right, we have a lot of hands up. Is anyone else having difficulty downloading it or finding it?
right, good. So the reason that we went through all of that pain there, I'm still not finding it, Vanessa says. All right, Vanessa, let's see. What device are you on, Vanessa? Your Dell laptop. All right. So let's see here. Try it. Yeah, see, it's already going to show on mine. Vanessa, what you can do is you can, let's see, I'm going to stop presenting, Caroline. It looks like they want you to pull yours up since you're on the, let's see, what's the same? Won't let you, yeah, it shouldn't be under Google Play. He was asking you to sign in. Yeah, don't worry about signing in, Bobby. We're going to show you, we're going to take you through that. You don't actually have to sign in. There you go. Awesome. All right. So it looks like most of us are there. We got a lot of hands up. So
maybe if people can't get it up, we can show them at the end. We can stick around at the end and show them.
Yeah, there you go. All right. See again, the voice of reason up there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to my app launcher and I'm going to open up TestNav. And I want to show you a couple of things here. So, Bobby, I think this is where you were at, and he was trying to put in his credentials and it wouldn't take it. This is where the actual learners will go as well. This is the app. This is the actual app that they would log in when they get their SOL ticket, and they would sign in using their username and then some crazy letters and number password that's unique to that particular ticket that is printed out. So we're not going to do that. We're going to go down below the sign in and use the SOL practice items right here. And so we have a couple of access to a couple of things. And the first one we want to point out is that we have 2 years of mathematics tests. I'm sorry, it's not going to show the screen for you. Let me stop. Let me try this. There you go. Now it's going to cooperate. But so we see the two different mathematics years of tests, and so we're going to go to 2016. And inside of here, you have the actual release tests in here that you can go through and look at. So we're going to pull up fourth grade first. And notice it tells you that there's two sections. First section, of course, is non-calculator. The second question, or the second section, which contains 24 questions, is calculator based. So we're going to go ahead and click start. It's going to ask you blah, 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 all the things. You're not photocopying or doing any of these questions, so on and so forth. You know, it's like the SOL test, administering those, you sign your life away, right? So we get the non-calculator test questions first. Those are interesting and fun, and we could spend a lot of time going through and looking at those. Well, what I want to do is click on the review, and I'm going to go end of section right here. And that's going to take me out of section 1, and it's going to give me all those warnings. And I'm going to quickly navigate into section 2. And now inside of section 2, I've still got the same math tools here at the top that I had in the other section, but I've got a new one, this DESMOS calculator. All right. So this will show you some of the types of questions, and Caroline's going to share some of those pieces in a little bit with you. And so this will go through and show you the flavor of the type of questions that you would see in fourth grade mathematics that they would be able to use the DESMOS calculator on. So while we're all in this, and we've all got the calculator, and you can pull it up. It's right here. What we want to do is we want to give you just a second to explore this, and we want to respect your time. So we're going to cut this pretty short. We're going to give you about 118. And what do you think, Caroline? 3/4? Yeah, probably something
That
like
sounds great.
And 3/4 seconds. And here's what we want you to do. You got a handheld calculator laying nearby. You got one there in your room, something you can grab a hold of real quickly. Grab that 4-function calculator, and I want you to find as many differences as you can between that handheld calculator and this online calculator. All right? So while you're doing that, we're gonna hop here and help anyone that is having trouble. So if all of you that have your hands raised now, if you could drop them, and if you are having an issue, go ahead and raise your hand up. That way we know now. All right. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for doing that. All right. So let's see. I guess we could tell a joke while they're looking, Caroline. Maybe. What's the bird with the largest appetite? Any scientists out there? Anybody know the bird with the largest appetite? Anybody know? Oh, wow. We don't have any scientists out here? Well, of course, the bird with the largest appetite would be, the ostrich. Yep, Vanessa's guessing out there. Ostrich. Nope, we think it's a much smaller bird than that. But it has to be, of course, the barn swallow, right? No, bad dad joke, I guess. Bad dad joke. Yeah, the barn swallow. I got it. Anyway, all right. Well, we've quickly run to the end of that. 118 and 3/4 seconds. I know time flies, right? Who could think it? But what's something you notice here? What's a difference? Anybody want to unmute? Take a risk here. Unmute your mic and tell us. Don't make me spin the wheel over here because I got all your names over here on a wheel. I'll spin the wheel.
I don't see a percent button.
Oh, a percent button. Yep, I don't either. I don't see any percent button. I think you're right. Patricia. And I apologize if I use your incorrect first name. All I have on the screen to tell me is, what your Google login is. So,
Nope, you nailed it.
okay.
Jenna just said equal sign versus the arrow or enter. That is something that's different. Handheld has equal sign. It's not.
Yeah, so it's 3 right here. Notice you don't have to really hit equals either. I mean, once you put in a computation, it's going to give you the answer over there on the right. But yeah, we've got this little enter button here that gets us down to another line. Whoa. Wait a minute. Your 4-function calculator can do that, right? Your handheld. It holds the previous step that you did, right? You can see all that rolling on there. It's like an adding machine. You just go back and you look at the tape. No, it doesn't do that either, right? It doesn't do that. Thank you, Jenna. Thank you, Jenna, for getting us down that road. Somebody else, what else we got? What's another difference?
My handheld calculator does not have a wrench.
Nice, Patricia. Yep, and Rebecca's shouting out over there. What's she saying?
About the parentheses.
Oh, yeah,
On the
parentheses.
calculator.
Yep, so we got parentheses here, so we can. This kind of smells a lot like order of operations stuff, right? Order of operations. Oh boy. Yep. And let's see. I think it was Patricia that said something about this wrench. This wrench. Yep. There we go. We click on that wrench. Here's an interesting button on the wrench. Projector mode. Watch what happens on my calculator. Try it out on yours. Yeah, it makes everything much larger. Guess what, guys? We're in a virtual world. We need things to be much larger than they normally are. Yep, so definitely definitely using that projector mode. Also, the Braille mode options are available. So if you have vision impaired students, work with your SPED coordinator with that, because we have Braille mode available inside of DESMOS, 2 different forms, Nemeth and the UEB. So both of those are available. And the cool thing about that is it'll put the Braille language above, and then it'll put the typed language below. So even if you're not vision impaired and you don't understand the Braille keystrokes, you can still have a conversation and communicate with that learner because it's showing you what they typed in. Reverse contrast, they play around with this a little bit, but eventually they say, nah, I don't like it. But it is a point of play for them. Click back on the wrench, close it up.
Jess had said the X in the little arrow thing is kind of like a backspace button, which a handheld doesn't have, and that's a very nice feature.
Yeah, right. Oops. Yep. Oops. We made a mistake, right? Or no, we want to add that back. Too cool. Yeah, and wait a minute. I didn't want 4 minus 3. I didn't want 4 plus 3. I wanted 4 minus 3. I can go back. I can make any changes anywhere that I want, right? I can do all that cool stuff in there, fix my mistakes, whatever I did, without having to start all over from scratch inside of that screen, if you will. Let's see what else. Anything else in there? An interesting feature we're going to use. I think who was it? Jenna, I think, was the one that shouted out about this, about the enter key here. So I'm going to do that and get an extra line down here. A new button here is this answer button. So I can pull down the answer from the previous line, 45, and use that in my next calculation of whatever I'm doing.
There's also an undo button. The back arrow is the undo button.
There you go. Yep, we can undo. We can redo, undo, and redo. Go back and forth, whatever you want to do, right? You can also use that backspace key that was brought up over there by Jessica, and it's like a delete key, so it deletes that piece. I can also do all, which will clear everything on my screen. And of course, middle schoolers always ask, and I'm sure possibly some of your inquisitive elementary learners are going to ask as well, is they want to know, Mr. Berner, how many lines will this calculator hold? What's its limit? Well, the limit is now up to over 1,000 lines that they can add in. But I always tell them it's like 188 just to challenge them. And, they come back. And sure enough, one of them will come back and say, no, Mr. Berner, there's 189. I did it last night. And it's like, really? That's what you're spending your time doing? But anyway, so that is some quick differences between the handheld and the online DESMOS calculator. Caroline, I want to throw the mic over to you, and I'm going to pull up. Oh, actually, stop presenting and let you pull up the document if you'd like.
If you guys want to go back into the Bitly, the Google Doc, I put it in the chat there, or you might have already had it up already. Shared.
Yep, and while you're doing that, it is yours. It is yours to keep. So bookmark that. You can come back to it.
All right. If you go into the first thing, the orange box there, you'll see a link to the 4th grade standards and 5th grade standards. What I did was I went into the curriculum documents and I screenshot every standard for each grade level that will allow the use of calculators for the students. So I know DOE has it listed by just the SOL number itself, but if you click on your grade levels standards there. I'll just do 4th grade. I screenshot the actual verbiage of the SOL so you can easily see what SOLs will allow for the use of the calculator. And I'm sure, as we all know, not every one of those SOLs a calculator would be great to use for or even really useful, but these are all of the SOLs and the questions that when kids have them on their test, the calculator option will be available for them. They are also SOLs that you will want to go through, look at, and see which ones you want to practice using a calculator with your students. And the DESMOS online calculator is a great option, very equitable when it comes to when you're doing online with your students. I know some of us are virtual teachers. Some of us conduct Wednesday meetings with our kids all online. So having them use that is a very nice option for those students that might not have a calculator available, a handheld one available for them at home. So I wanted to make sure you each had that for your grade level. Here's the 5th grade one, so that you can just maybe as a team or, with your instructional coach, sit down and discuss which of these SOLs should you be practicing with your kids when it comes to having a calculator in front of them, and which ones, a calculator really would not be useful for. So you have those available for you. Hopefully that you can find them pretty useful as you're planning out and thinking about, the SOL coming up. Are there any questions about that? Are we good?
Nothing showing up over here in chat.
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen there.
All right. Wow, look at the time. Can you believe it? We have run all the way through this time. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. On the bottom of that document that you were looking at there just a minute ago, our anchor document, we want to put in a couple of shameless plugs about upcoming DESMOS sessions that we're going to do. So this was just, of course, making sure that everybody has access to the calculator and all of those pieces. But coming up on March 17th and April 14th, on those 2 days, I'm sure Miss Schramm over there is going to be sharing out some more things with you. Mm-hmm. But we will be doing DESMOS activities. So we're going to dig into these DESMOS activities that's out there. I mean, DESMOS is so multi-layered. When it first came out in 2014, that was the first thing that was out, was the calculator piece. And all of us that were using Texas Instruments for the last 40 years was basically looking for something online. And finally we got it. And then lo and behold, they started their own launching of activities. And so those of you that aren't familiar, it's comparable to things like Seesaw, Pear Deck, a Nearpod, Edpuzzle, all of those kinds of things, a learning platform, if you will, where you can have collaboration and students engaging with one another in a real-time basis. And you can control it, you can pace it, you can pop in questions, you can give them feedback as they're working on it. It's a really interesting piece. But we're going to be doing that on those 2 days. And I promise you, Caroline will be doing more of the presenting on that. So it won't be as bad the next time. All right. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us today, taking time out. I know how precious this time is, and we appreciate you. Caroline, it's yours.
If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, unmute. Maybe someone else is thinking the same thing that you're wondering. And we also are going to try to do our best in session 2 and 3 to talk about activities you can do with kids that will get them practicing with the calculator. That's why we asked in that poll about concepts you're going to be teaching coming up, you know, in Q3 now and Q4, so we can do our best to look for activities that incorporate the calculator. So if you do have any questions, I know we asked that on the poll as well, and we didn't answer them throughout this. Please feel free to unmute and ask. You can type it in the chat and just let us know. And we appreciate everyone's time and for joining us today.
Awesome, guys. Well, we appreciate you. Take care, and hopefully we'll see you March 17th. St. Patrick's Day.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Caroline. Thanks, Larry.
Yep, thank you.
Bye, guys. Peace out. Caroline, first of all, thanks for going with the little script in the middle. I know, you know, we were going to do the calculator towards the end, but
That's okay.
I kind of felt with the time that we had while we had it, just go with it. And you dropped the link to the calculator there in chat. It was perfect. All good. All good.
You couldn't tell. You couldn't tell, guys. It just went on. It was perfectly played out. I'm wondering if we could get some screenshots. I want to share this. Let me stop recording. Get some screenshots, and I'll take that out.